Hey VC, how you guys doing? Been a while since I made a video, so I thought I'd jump on here and do one for you and show some cassettes. I noticed the cassette community has been posting a lot of stuff, so cassettes have suddenly become popular. So I thought I would make a cassette video, because I do have some cassettes, not a lot, but some. And I thought I'd show you some of the ones that survived. I'm going to show you my cassette player real fast. There's my cassette player. It's a Fisher cassette deck, and it was donated to me by my buddy David, who doesn't listen to cassettes anymore and was going to throw it away. Asked me if I want it. I said sure, because my other cassette deck I had before, a Sony, took a crap and died, so he gave me that for free, and I think it sounds pretty good. That's a cassette playing right now. Not bad. So for Can't Beat Free, and as soon as this camera gets in focus, I'll show you the tapes here. Not a lot of my cassettes survived over the years, because when I was younger, that's all I listened to was cassettes. A lot of them, all the cases busted, or I just lost them over the years, or they're just not playable anymore. So this is what survived, and I put them all in a box here. So this is what survived. All these. This is what we're listening to right now. My Dokken Back for the Attack cassette, which I had since the 80s. I used to love Dokken. I still like Dokken. But anyway, that's what we're listening to right now. And let's look at some cassettes that I got here. I'll start with singles. Remember singles, cassette singles? Well, I got those. This is "L.A. Woman" sung by Billy Idol, and it was on a clear cassette. That's how I take it out here. So it's on a clear cassette here, and he did a good rendition of it. On the B-side, it's called "License." Is the song "License to Thrill." I was listening to this before Dokken. It sounded pretty good. So there's that one. U2, "Mysterious Ways," from Achtung Baby. Sorry about that. Really cool song. Loved this song to death. The B-side is a house mix of "Mysterious Ways." Always love that song, so real cool to have in a cassette single. This one's Joe Public, "Live and Learn," on cassette single. I don't remember what, and I guess it's just a mix. It says Public Dub as the B-side on that one. Foreigner cassette single for Heart Turns to Stone. Not bad. The B-side was Counting Every Minute. Cool. One from Earth, Wind and Fire. This one's called "Sunday Morning," and I really love this song because it sounded like Earth, Wind and Fire was going back to their roots on that one. So it does have a 70s song sound to it, even though it came out in the 80s. Let me lower the music down here a bit. That's a bit loud. The Scorpions, a cassette single for the song "Don't Believe Her." I always did love that song. B-side is "Kicks After 6." Ivan Neville. I don't know why I bought this. Oh, this song's okay for the song "Not Just Another Girl." Not a bad song. Another cassette single was the Black Crowes, "She Talks to Angels." Always dug that tune. Not much of a Black Crowes fan, though they're okay. But I always did like that one. It has the live video version of the song as well. So, and this one from Metallica, "One." I remember I saw them in concert in '88 with Van Halen, Dokken, Scorpions, and Kingdom Come. It was a Monsters of Rock tour in '88, and the Prince is the B-side on this one. You can see it's gone through some hell, but at least the front cover is not bad. So Metallica, "One." Another Metallica single for "Enter Sandman." Really love that one. And the B-side is "Stone Cold Crazy," which is the Queen cover. They do a pretty good cover of that. They kind of make it their own though. I don't know why I have this, but it's here. Huey Lewis and the News, Couple Days Off. It's actually not a bad song, even though I'm sure Huey Lewis is viewed as a cheesy 80s band here in the VC, but I actually dug this tune. And another 80s hair metal band is Cinderella. This is for the song The Last Mile. Always love that song. B-side on here is Long Cold Winter. A good couple of songs. Alright, let's look at some more tapes here. I have this one from Sting, Bring on the Night. This is a live recording from his very first tour. The album he was touring was The Dream of the Blue Turtles. And this big fat case here holds 2 cassettes. I'll show you one of them right now. There we go. So Sting, Bring on the Night. This is a 2 cassette set. And I got this on CD, I got it on vinyl, so why not have it on cassette? Back to the hair band stuff. Here's Cinderella, Long Cold Winter. This is not the original case it was in. I had to later replace it. But, I mean, there's that one song, Don't Know You Got Till It's Gone, which is alright. Gypsy Rose, alright. I really just like The Last Mile. And here's the rest of the tapes. And I wanted to show this one. I think this one's kind of interesting. I'm not going to go through all of these. This is Nebworth from 1990. It was a whole Nebworth concert from 1990. It features Phil Collins with Genesis. It features Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Status Quo, Tears for Fears, Mark Knopfler, Elton John, Paul McCartney. It's not the whole concert, but it's a highlight set, so you can see some highlights here. Maybe it's on a clear cassette as well. And let's just take out the booklet just to give you an idea. Ooh, it tore. Oh well. Just to give you an idea who's on there. There's pictures of Tears for Fears, Robert Plant. There's a picture of Phil Collins. It was a very interesting cassette. So it was really great to have this. They had the whole super medley by Phil Collins and his band. What else? This is not music, but I love this. Sam Kinison, Live from Hell. This may have been the last comedy cassette he released before he passed away back in the 90s. I'm a big Sam Kinison fan. Yes, he was offensive, he was obnoxious, but he was funny as hell. I saw him in concert at the Circle Star in St. Carlos, California, and God, that was like the hardest I ever laughed in my life. so Sam Kinison, Life from Hell, on my cassette, great shit. What else is rare in here? I don't know if anyone remembers this, but back in the cassette days in the 90s, Rush put out a best of cassette, and it was called Chronicles, and here it is. It was a 2 cassette set from their best songs from the 70s and 80s. They used pictures from the Presto album on here, but I have those. That's fantastic. What else is kind of rare? From the band Triumph, Rick Emmett, after he left Triumph, he put out a solo record on his own, and it was called Absolutely. And though every song on here is not a gem, like Saved by Love is kind of a cheesy song, but I did like it. Drive Time wasn't bad. Big Lie was a really cool song. Stand and Deliver was a good song. So there were some good songs on it. I wouldn't say the whole thing is good, but not bad. What else? Gotta have some Power Station. This is like one of my favorite records that came out in 1985. I do have it on vinyl. I don't have it on CD though. I should get it on CD. The Power Station, which was a spin-off band between Robert Palmer and Duran Duran. You got the bassist and the guitar player from Duran Duran, Robert Palmer on vocals, and Tony Thompson, who's the drummer from Cheek, is also on here. So great album. And Rodney Dangerfield. I bought this for $1, I think. I always thought Rodney Dangerfield was hilarious, so I got a comedy cassette of his. Some Genesis. No, We Can't Dance. I bought this the day it came out, which I believe was 1990 or 1991. I really forget the date. Great album. This is the more commercial era Genesis, but I loved it. And a Rush, another Rush. This is Roll the Bones. Also bought this the day it came out. I can't remember the date on these anymore. I believe this was 1991 when this came out. So Rush, Roll the Bones. Eric Johnson, Avia Musicon. I bought this shortly after I discovered Cliffs of Dover, and no one I knew that I knew even heard of Eric Johnson back at that time. Now he's a little bit more popular, probably still unknown by most people, but this is a fantastic album. Sounded great on cassette, and you know, I got on CD, now I got it on vinyl, and it's fantastic listen. Some Whitesnake. I don't have any Whitesnake vinyl, but I do have Whitesnake cassette and CD as well. I do enjoy this album. I don't know if I enjoy every song on this one. This is not the original case that it came in. But Cry in the Rain is good. Still the Night, Here I Go Again, Give Me Your Love, Is This Love. Some great songs on here. So cool band too. They always had good drummers in this band, so what the fuck. Let's see. This is a local band from Sacramento. Natalie Cortez and the Ultraviolets, and the album was called Twitch. I auditioned for this band way back in the 90s when I first moved to Sacramento, and unfortunately I didn't get the gig, but they let me keep the tape. And she kind of sounds like Natalie Merchant, her voice. Natalie Cortez, she did sound just like Natalie Merchant, so it was kind of rock alternative sound with a pop appeal to it. Cool band, cool bunch of people I got to meet. Unfortunately I didn't get the gig, but at least I got to keep the cassette. Living Color, Vivid, just a badass album. Every song on here kicks my ass. I love this album. And another one I have on cassette, CD, and vinyl. What else we got here? We got a Phil Collins, But Seriously. I'm looking for this one on vinyl, haven't been able to find it. Another Rush, Presto. This was the first new Rush album I bought, because I didn't get into Rush until like the 90s. So, very cool. My phone's ringing, but I'll just let the voicemail get it. Damn Yankees. This was a cool band with Ted Nugent and Jack Blades from Night Ranger, Tommy Shaw. I forget who the drummer's name is. I had the second Damn Yankees on CD and thought it was okay. This one's actually the best one. Classic Queen. I'm not much of a Queen fan, but they do have a lot of songs I do like. So, what the fuck. Another Sam Kinison. This one's called Leader of the Band. Not his best comedy tape, really. But I was a Kinison fan back in the day, so it was fun to listen to this. It's half comedy, half songs. He does a lot of covers. That song Wild Thing was on here. So, I believe it was. No, Wild Thing's not on this one. This one just had a bunch of Mississippi Queen, Under My Thumb, Highway to Hell is on here. He sings on here. Sam Kinison wasn't that bad of a singer. I wouldn't say he's a great singer, but for a comedian, I guess he could sing pretty good. This is Night Ranger live in Japan. This actually is not bad. I'm not a big Night Ranger fan, but it had like all the songs I like on it, and I'm a fan of live recordings. So this was cool to have on cassette. So there you go. Tina Turner live in Europe. This was a cool tape to have. I do love Tina Turner. I love her voice, love her style. So this was a fun cassette to have. Rush, Hold Your Fire. I have a lot of Rush. I mean, my vinyl collection is pretty much the same. Sammy Hagar put out Greatest Hits, and it was called Unboxed. And he before he formed Chickenfoot. He had some songs on here where he used Michael Anthony as his bass player, and the song was called High Hopes that he used him on, which starts off this collection of greatest hits from Sammy Hagar, so not bad. And then we got Sting, Nothing Like the Sun. This was a good album from Sting. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I think it was his second solo album, if I remember correctly. And I haven't heard this in a long time, so when we're done here, I guess I should fire it up and listen to it. I have ABC, How to Be a Zillionaire. I actually bought this on vinyl because the vinyl was only $1. This is a goofy ass album. I only like the song Be Near Me and How to Be a Millionaire. I'm sure there are other good ones, but those are the only good ones I can remember. I like this album. Eric Clapton, August. This was produced by Phil Collins, and he also played drums on the entire record with the exception of one song. And Holy Mother is a great song on here. Run, Breaking Us Apart. Some great songs on here, so good stuff. And I got the usuals that I have in my vinyl collection, like Wind and Wuthering from Genesis, No Jacket Required from Phil Collins, Mr. Biggs, Lean Into It on cassette. I listened to this tape a zillion times. I'm surprised it still works. Got it on vinyl a few months ago. Def Leppard, Adrenalize, not bad. Def Leppard, Hysteria. In Excess, Kick. This is a great album. I got this on vinyl too, and CD. I love this album. This and X I really love a lot. So badass album. Here's Sting, his first solo album. Dream of the Blue Turtles. Omar Hakim's one of my favorite drummers, and I became a huge fan of his thanks to this album and the documentary that followed, which was called Bring On the Night. And Dawkins' live album, Beast from the East on cassette. As many songs that are on here, you thought this would have been a 2-cassette set, and they squeezed it all on one tape, and the sound quality is not very good, but it's not bad either. But there should have been 2 tapes in this set, but oh well. I don't make the rules, do I? Remember Lou Reed from Foreigner? Well, he put out a solo album. The only one I'm aware of, and it was called Ready or Not. I only bought this for the song Midnight Blue. I always liked that song. So there we go. Another favorite from 1985 was Tears for Fears songs from The Big Chair. The Working Hour and Everyone Wants to Rule the World were my favorite songs on here, as well as Shout. So cool stuff. One of my favorite U2 albums, The Unforgettable Fire. I keep forgetting I have this on cassette. I really need to listen to these more. Obviously I got the vinyl, obviously I got the CD, but I keep forgetting I have the cassette, and the cassette's really special. This is the first Genesis album I ever bought, was Abacab on cassette. And this started my whole Genesis. This is what started me following Genesis to bizarre lengths. I became obsessed with Genesis after this tape. This was the first Genesis album I ever bought. This tape is unplayable. I tried playing it a few months ago and it just terrible. Well, that's gonna do it for now. Sneak one in. Here's Tesla, Mechanical Resonance. It's badass album, modern day cowboy, Little Susie, Changes, some great ass songs on here. And I got to show a Van Halen before this is over. Van Halen 2. I got most of the Van Halens on cassette. I can't remember if I have Balance though. I think I don't have Balance on cassette. Anyway, that's gonna do it for the whole tape. And well, I don't really want to end with John Cougar, but I thought his best album was Scarecrow. I got it on cassette. All right, that's gonna do it, folks. And another Whitesnake slip of the tongue. Steve Vai was on this one. Pretty cool. All right, I've babbled on enough. As you can see, a lot of cassettes down there, brings back a lot of memories, and it's fun showing cassettes. If I can dig up some more, I'll show it to you. All right, take care, VC. See you in a bit.